Good morning. This is Nereida La Sirena with Celestial Soul Wellness, and thank you for watching this full moon's program. Well, we got some interesting stuff. We have a full moon in 2 degrees Sagittarius, so it is conjunct Mars retrograde, and it's got a bunch of other stuff going on. So and just to give an idea first, let's do the Sabian symbol. The Sabian symbol is the ocean covered with white caps. The ocean covered with white caps. When there's stuff going on, it gives up foam, okay? So there's a lot of underlying tension and currents going on, electricity too, because water is a conductor of electricity. And we've heard about, the power of uh, hydropower. So using water as a sense to maneuver and give power. So we have to be very aware of what is going on underneath inside of ourselves, especially with Mars retrograde, because Mars is asking us that we take some time out to not move forward, but to move within in ourselves, take out all that stuff, especially because it's right there conjunct the full moon, and have some endings. Maybe we started certain things and it's time to now just stop. Just stop, no more. Okay, give up a bad habit, and just to really let it go. It's going to bring to light also certain things going on, not just within our health, but spiritually. Perhaps we had a certain perspective or belief system that was not serving us. So remember, a lot of religions base their practices off of guilt. Okay, don't do this. You're bad to do this. They also base a lot of religions base their practices and belief systems that we are separate from Source, God, our divine creator, the universe. Whereas being spiritual is understanding and creating heaven here on earth, understanding we are connected to the great white spirit at all times, that we are all connected. We all have underlying tensions going on. Okay. And in realizing that and being connected with that, we can then realize that we are all a component, okay? Like a puzzle piece. I always use the puzzle piece for that bigger picture. And that bigger picture cannot exist without the other puzzle pieces. So we got to make sure those other puzzle pieces are doing well and are functioning well. So that way we can also, and we all work together. But we need to also make sure that we're doing well. All right. So, whereas Virgo, Jupiter in Virgo is very religious and dogmatic and a set of rules. Jupiter is a higher faith and connecting to the, being very mystic and esoteric, going to the quantum physics and understanding how we are energy. And as energy, we give off energy, just like when we say, oh, I'm not sure about that person. I have a weird vibe about him. What we're saying is we are acknowledging that we are energy and we are acknowledging that they're energy. Sometimes, too, a person may not necessarily have a bad vibe. It just might not go with our vibe because if we are dense and we are not taking care of ourselves, our frequency is lower then. But the lighter we are, the happier we are, more living more in gratitude and focusing on gratitude. Because remember, anything we focus on, if we're always focusing on that pain, well, then there's going to be pain. Acknowledge that there's pain, do something to get rid of it healthily, okay, that it's in long term, not a temporary band aid or to mask or numb the pain, and move on. And realize, though, how that pain came about and make adjustments in our lifestyle so that way that pain, ache, disease, illness doesn't continue. Okay? We may react to things, but we do not have the right to impose others to change because of our reaction, because of our fear. Because usually reaction is fear based. Remember that. And it's not love based. Because if it's love based, we're just like, oh, there's no reaction. It is. It just is. Okay, so that's a that Sabian symbol really brings to light, what's going on this full moon. This full moon is also known as the flower moon, okay, because all the flowers are blooming. I was just on my balcony admiring my geraniums and jasmine and gardenias, and oh gosh, I just love my little garden there. And so, I just want to bring to light too, though, even with asteroids, we might have a certain degree of separation. It's usually 2 degrees, but we have Reiki there, also conjunct Mars, okay, and a Y conjunction with the full moon. So there's really an opportunity to heal and go within ourselves, okay, and heal ourselves, and not just by ourselves, because Sagittarius is a very outgoing people. There's times to take a break. They're also known as the wandering stone. Okay, so the Rolling Stone. Sorry, that's funny. Okay, and with that, then they bring it back and heal with others. Okay, and that is very necessary. So it's a really good time to heal. Um, we have, let's see here. I'm going with my notes. I got all my notes there. People sometimes always ask, write me messages. Why do you keep looking to the side? What's my notes? Some people have their notes right up there and they look and, would be nice. Okay, so we have that full moon conjunct Mars retrograde with Reiki retrograde opposite of Venus. So this time is not going to really be supportive, okay, of a romantic time, though there is a lot of Venus is in 27 degrees Taurus. So Venus is wanting some sensuality, indulging in all the senses. And it's conjunct the sun, and it's like, oh, yes, let's do this. But it might not be essential, it might not be pertinent, it might actually hamper, okay, our healing. And healing is what's necessary right now. So the best thing to do if you're in a group atmosphere, speak up and say, hey, oh, we're going to get together and have a family, dinner. Well, be the one who brings in the paleo food, okay, or the raw meal. I know yesterday I made a carrot pasta sauce. All right, and it was carrot pesto, and it was all raw, nothing cooked. It was really good. A lot of you know that I eat mostly raw all day, and then I eat one meal. I do have a teenage son, paleo style, okay? And so, but as raw as possible. I don't drink, so I don't do dairy products except butter. So, and no gluten, gluten-free completely. If it's in a bag, a box, or a can, we stay away from it, all right? We make our own ice cream. Oh gosh, it was so delicious. Anyway, back to this. So, so that is going to go against it. And remember too, we have Vesta that's conjunct the sun. So it's in Gemini. So it's like, oh, let's just try this. Oh, let's just try that. Oh, it's just a little. Yes, but I know I hesitate to go out to eat a lot because I have no idea if it has soy, if it has gluten, MSG, okay, if it has, GMO products in there, all right. And since I have to take responsibility of my life, I mean, a lot of you don't know, or some of you do know, as a health coach, one of the reasons I got into health coach is because I had major fibroids and it was just terrible. And there were times, it seemed like 24 days of the year, every time the beginning of my monthly, I was just in bed. And this is very important because we're talking about the blood and the spleen here with Sagittarius, okay? And so when you do not get to enjoy your sun and to be an integral part and you say, no, sorry, I'm in bed, can't do much, that is no fun. Unless you like being in bed and not being able to participate. I love to participate and have fun in life. And just lying around in bed all day long because I have to and feeling pain is no fun. So I really had to make a decision to, they wanted to do surgery and then they were going to say, oh, then you can't have kids. And I was like, it's not that I didn't wanting kids or not, but it was like, no, it needed to be natural. There was something that caused this, so I can undo it by changing that lifestyle, in which I did. Okay, and a lot of women don't know this, but you should. It's fibroids is a cause of the blood, of toxin blood, and that is from our lymphatic system, which is too much dairy products with gluten and sugar together. Those three major things. Okay, so eliminating sugar, eliminating dairy products, and eliminating gluten. And remember, alcohol has gluten. A lot of alcohol has gluten, including beer and a lot of wine. So one has to make certain decisions, and I'm happy with my decision for being, my age. I feel better than I did in my late 30s. So, okay, now let's continue here. Now we also have, let's see here, Nessus is conjunct, okay, a Pallas, and this is very important because it's mistaking nonviolent resistance as being weak. This is, Pallas is the sisterly love, yet we have their Nessus, the abuser asteroid, and the manipulative one. And during this time, this weekend, I know we got kids going to prom, okay? So it's very much to be aware and put on your protection shield, and if you don't need to be in a confrontation, this is the best time to just walk away from it. Be the bigger person, okay? Because it's not really going to help anything at this time, okay? Just so you know, we have Pallas is in Pisces, so right there is the victimhood, okay? And so Nessus is right there. And we have Neptune, it's not conjuncted, but it is in Pisces, so we're not seeing things clearly as it is, you know? So we might be thinking we're understanding something, so this is not a good time for too much alcohol indulgence. It's really better. Excuse me, drink some green tea. It's really better to do be active, be physical, eat healthy, and really enjoy that and be more connected. Meditate, take walks at the beach, go hiking, and be active in a positive way. If you're one who, if you have your emotions or your moon or your Mars in any fire sign or your main link, work out, get it all out of your system before interacting with others. If you're a person who's very negative and you're going to impose that negative pessimism and on other people, maybe go into your room and talk, say all the negative out because it is not appropriate to hinder you. One can be factual, but negativity is giving an opinion then. So if I'm right now talking with you, okay, that is a fact. All right. Anything outside of that's going to be an opinion. So remember that. Are we offering negative opinion and not seeing the positive? Are we giving love or are we giving storms? Are we creating drama? If we are creating drama, we need to grow up. Okay, it's not appropriate. We need to be more grounded. And remember, whatever the laws of the universe, whatever we focus on is whatever we keep getting. So if we focus on negativity, we're going to bring negativity. So I choose to focus on positive. All right. And so another thing with the Nessus conjunct Pallas there, we have denying of other esoteric natural healings. And that's very important because we don't want to. We need to open that up and realize there's healings. The body. Okay, Western medicine is important because it acknowledges, it can do all these x-rays and scans of acknowledging what is going on physically. But just doing surgery and just doing giving medicine is not really curing it. What it's doing is giving our body a temporary relief, But we have to make that decision and change whatever lifestyle that caused that, okay? And a lot of times I say, oh, but it's DNA. It's in my, the doctor said it's DNA. Remember, how many times have I told you DNA really is the genes is like saying sun and the moon, and you're choosing to do, you know, the shadows or shadow and sunny side, and you're choosing to do more the shadow side as opposed to the sunny. What's also in your DNA is to do the positive of it. Okay, so that means if they say it's genetic or DNA, you are just doing the same lifestyle that created, okay, that ache, pain, disease, illness as your family members. Okay, remember adopted children who have cancer that it wasn't in their family in their genes before, but because of their environment, the environment enhances it. So, um, how can we change that? Be the leader. Okay, Sagittarius is one of leading, and so be the leader and change that in your family. Make them aware of everything. And you know what? The older generation's always going to be like, no, the younger generation wants that sugar. And you know what? The kids are only going to do what the parents allow. So if they don't want to stop eating sugar, well, why are we bringing sugar to the house and allowing them to have sugar? If they don't want to stop eating all those, ramen noodles and chips and stuff, well, why are we bringing them into the house in the first place? Okay. So be very aware of that. Um, Criticism of higher energetic beliefs. We need to accept that we are energy. Like I said, medical science is very good to acknowledge, but we are not just the physical. Okay, we are spirit. We are energetic. A lot of people, and it's so common now how they seen the white light and they were out of their body. We need to just accept that and know that, and it is what it is, okay? Though a lot of people don't want to accept it because in the Sagittarius time, because they don't know how to implement it in their life, and that's okay. I mean, there's stuff I know that exists, but I don't implement it, period, in my life, but I know that it exists. But if it's something that's integral to me, I'm going to have to deal with it, right? Um, I live in LA. There's an old song that says nobody walks in LA, cars. So I have to know the basics, taking it to go get an oil change, knowing how to read that, putting gas in, okay, making sure, the windshield wiper fluids, the necessities, okay, and be aware if I wanted to work to take it for proper cleansings, right? Tune up and all that, just the same with our body. And the way we do that mentally too is focusing, saying, why am I criticizing myself? Okay, forgive yourself. Why am I criticizing others? Why am I being so harsh? We're only human. Okay, so to really open ourselves and be loving with ourselves and everybody else. Oh my gosh, everybody's just trying to, enjoy life as much as possible. And that's very important too. I wanted to bring up here, I just saw in my notes, with the Mars retrograde here is it's a very good time to detox the system. Those of you who have colitis, diverticulitis, all that too is caused by gluten. Some of you might not have celiac disease, um, but you could be having gluten sensitivity, which is causing problems within other parts of your immune system. All right, so a good intestinal cleansing, all right, and colon cleansing, it would be very helpful at this time. Okay. Also, too, is a good time to get healing in one of the healing modalities, either be a psychic K, theta, Reiki, Huna, all the different types, all right, that are available. Going also, we have Jupiter that's in Virgo that is squaring um, Saturn retrograde in Sagittarius, which is also squaring Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. So, okay, we got a story here. All right. Sagittarius really represents the sky, okay? Father Sky, Father Universe. And we are needing polarities here. And the polarities, what's going on with Pluto in Capricorn, just to give an idea, is our conventional ideas are changing. Now remember, so we're in the Aquarian age where there's a lot of things of looking into the people, where we now society, it's not just about us individually. We're not going to play the victims, the martyrs. That was the whole thing back in the age of, oh, look at the butterfly, the age of Pisces. Okay, but now it's like, no, now we are here, we're helping ourselves, we're helping other people, and we realize that we are a team and how important that is. Okay, and as a team, and we're healing one another. And the age of Aquarius, it's the water bearer, okay? The water bearer, it is not water, it's actually an air sign, very mental, okay? At the same time, air carries a lot of different things. It carries electricity, it carries water. Remember, the goes up into the clouds, okay? And it gives. So it's a very giving, but it detaches, and at times it needs its time alone. But it doesn't play the victim. It is very active in saying what it is for. So this, a lot of rebels have Aquarians in them, a lot of astrologers and healers and esoteric thinkers, philosophers, okay, thinking outside of the box. Um, though, be aware that then what happens is those thoughts outside of the box after 100 years become the norm and then become the essential. All right. And then what happens is when it's dogmatic, the Aquarians don't want anything dogmatic. They want it to have some leeway. Okay. It's a fixed sign, but it needs some leeway, availability to be adjusted. Yet, if it turns into something conventional, they're only going to then rebel against their own rebellion there. So, understanding that we are changing, we're not, the Piscean time was a very religious time, okay? And now we're becoming into a more connecting with the universe and being open with nature and understanding our connection with nature and also our spirit, how spirit and nature is all in one, all right? And in doing so, okay, we don't have fear anymore or that guilt that the churches are imposing. And this is very important because what happens is then you're starting to collect because fear and guilt is collected in the lower abdomen region of our body in the lower gut area, okay, in this here. So as a health coach, I'm explaining that to you. And so a lot of times we could just see what's going on in a person just by what's the physical aspect, okay, and the texture of their hair, the texture of their skin, their form of their body, okay, where they're breaking out, says so much of what's going on, not just physically, internally in the organs, but what's going on internally is also caused by the emotions. And so, understanding this is that time to heal everything. If not, it's going to explode internally, and that appendicitis is an internal explosion of toxins. Okay, so what can be done is a nice lymphatic massage there, a detox, okay, to allow the intestines and everything release and have it massaged out, all right? Um, Another area could be the tonsils, all right? And here some of the women and their lymphatic regions realize it goes all the way down, down, down. Also, too, in this area is just, brushing. When we take a shower, a light massage, stretching is very important. Doing your yoga, Qigong, dancing, okay? Especially when you're dancing and moving your arms, belly dancing. I do Huayin Hula and martial arts, walking, and getting your body, okay, because the lymphatic system doesn't have an exit system. It only comes out through the skin, so it's very important, okay? So understanding that story of Jupiter uh, right there in Virgo is that's your hearth now, okay? That's the hearth, not the home, the hearth, where the fire is. Now, home is anywhere we want it to be. Oh, this is a nice Jupiter in Virgo, the harvest, okay? This is very important. Usually I do the health section separate, and I'm going to it seems like I've been putting it together. So, mm, have your bowl of fruit first thing every morning. It's a natural laxative. It gives you, hydrates your body. Your body could absorb all the nutrients and vitamins without absorbing all the sugar. If you eating fruit after anything else means you're also going to absorb all that sugar, which we don't need. Okay, and look at this, so delicious. Mm. How can you not have fruit in the morning? Mm. So anyway, okay, so it's expanding the harvest, expanding the need for our health. And now that Jupiter is gone forward, yay, okay. So that was last week. We have, it is saying, let's expand, okay. And at this time, we're seeing also, because of that expansion, more conventional churches expanding. Yet it's not really going to take too much, okay, because of Pluto in Capricorn. We're going to see it break down, okay, before 2025. Trust me, okay? And it's going to be more in spirituality. I mean, I myself am an ordained minister, and focusing on the spirituality. We're just focusing on doing this and that and giving those people money, yet there's no healing involved. If there is no healing involved in that religion, then it is just a bunch of laws and rules. Really, it should be us just loving one another, respecting one another, and living in love and not fear, living in cohabitation and not in trying to survive and compete. Okay, competing really is supposed to be a team, okay, where we're supporting one another, but when we're trying to be more, be better. Um, and people who are really grounded and all that don't need that power, okay? Osho, if you guys go have read philosopher Osho, a spiritual leader, would say, you know, people who demand all that power, it's because they are themselves are not grounded and complete within. Okay, they are saying that, see how awesome I am. You know, some people just don't want to be oh, the leader and that. They're fine in living and enjoying and being at peace with everybody else. Okay, because that's what it's all about. Yet, and then we're saying too is we need to simmer down. We need to really take into fact of with that Saturn in Sagittarius, how far we're moving forward. Okay, is that what we really want? So right now it might seem this year that we're having more advances religion and less in spirituality, but really we're taking time within ourselves to see, because first it has to come in and then go out, kind of like a volcano explosion, okay, but in a healthy way. All right. So internalizing and then approaching, coming out, which will happen. All right. And just wait when we have Saturn in Capricorn. And then doing that retrograde, okay? It's going to be putting some stops to some of that. And then we have also Jupiter is opposite then, because we have that uh, immutable trine there, I mean square, um, is Jupiter is opposite Neptune. So it's saying temper, 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 be more realistic. Neptune's like, I want to be out there. And the shadow side of Neptune is drugs, alcohol, medicines, going to the extreme. Look at what's going on, you know. Unfortunately, we've had actors and celebrities, because their finances permit them to have easy takes as opposed to really going inside of themselves, doing some healing, releasing those emotions that are being sponged up in certain organ areas, and just getting it all out, you know. And instead they're hindering themselves and hurting themselves. And then we have Sybil that is that's in Aries, that is squaring Pluto, okay, and Capricorn. So there's this in Aries who wants to move forward and saying, let me be. Uh, and what's going on here, Pluto's like, wait a minute, hold on. because of the conventional. And so Sibyl's almost like being the feminist. And why? And I'm not saying let's not consider feminine energy. Feminist is not really, um, I'm an equalist. We all deserve equal rights, but I am realistic of feminine energies and masculine energies, okay? So, deserving equal rights always, always, but acknowledging that certain, the women, uh, natural women, can produce children and bear children, have children, give birth to children, whereas natural men can't, okay? Mm. So, I'm talking with my mouth full. And just to be aware also that Jupiter is, oh no, it's a far conjunct from the North Node, but it will be slowly conjuncting it little by little, okay? And so there is that need to be more in the hearth and the harvest and natural and understanding the basics. Whereas with Sybil there in Aries, we want to say, oh no, be a leader. I want to do this. I want to do that. Are you using your feminine energy, or are we using our masculine energy? Okay. Remember, if we're using more and focusing more on our masculine energy, well, the universe is going to give that, saying, oh gosh, I wish I were a man, or I wish I could do this like a man. Well, then it's going to give us reasons why, women closing up their uterus very young off, and there's absolutely no reason. I know some women now in their 35 go, oh, I'm so old, I want to have my kids. No, not really. Okay. You're not old. I know healthy women who've had healthy children in their late 40s. All right. But it's the way they're treating their body and saying that now they're making it as a time limit. And are they really having children because they want to give love? Or are they having children because it's fulfilling? Okay, a goal. And then that's masculine energy. And then they're using the masculine energy to raise that children. And that masculine energy is going to take over, and the body's going to be like, oh, we don't want the feminine energy. Okay, so let's close down the feminine factory, what's internal factory. So understanding what we're doing, okay, um, goals is nice, but understanding that certain things need to always come from love is very important. And that's what the Pluto and retrograde um, squaring Sybil is saying, because that's the fatherly love. And the fatherly love is very different than a just pure masculine energy. Okay, there is a sense of protection, and it's saying, hey, 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 women, back up. We need a society, though we have tons of people here, but we need a healthy society. And it's really us women who are in charge of that healthy society because of our mentality. When we are grounded, we are giving loving, and we're more at ease. We give ease. There's less birth defects. There's less um, nervous problems. Okay. The majority of women who have had children with autism, okay, and Down syndrome went through some kind of trauma, okay, or some kind of major life upchange during their pregnancy, and did not allow themselves to enjoy and be relaxed during their pregnancy. So the children, that fetus, closes themselves off because that energy, that high strung energy, is overwhelming for that tiny little fetus. And if not, they wouldn't have survived if, otherwise. So that soul really needed to come out, you know, and because the miscarriage wasn't asking for it. But at the same time, it's saying, oh no, and it's their way of protection, okay? It's their survival skill of blocking out that energy. So, in doing so, also realizing, did the mother eat well? Did they take their prenatals? All right? All that takes an account, very much so. All right. Am I having anything here? Well, let's move on then. I was gonna say, any questions? Okay, so recap. We have Reiki that's conjunct Mars and the flower full moon. That's opposite Venus and Vesta. Knowing we got to take it easy, okay? Um, oh, wait. The Grand Earth trine. Here we go. We have here Jupiter at 14 degrees, and that was number 2. I don't know why I first didn't see it right away. Virgo, that's trine Mercury retrograde at 15 degrees Taurus, which, by the way, is until 21st, 22nd, depending where you are in the world, okay, of May. But we still have the shadow for about a few weeks, okay, a couple of weeks. And then we have Pluto that's trying all that. So Grand Earth trine is really taking the time, and because we do have retrogrades in there, it's really going back to the soil, back to the roots of things, and seeing, and then going back to the masculine energies. There's a lot more men. I think one of the greatest things I can say about the family dynamics being much different than was in the early 1900s. It has allowed men, and I think it's because something that maybe when a whole society puts it out there, the we're asking for a situation, okay? If we're not clear on how the situation is, then we are going to the universe will just focus on giving us the results. Well, a lot of women want it out there and saying, I want to use my masculine energies. I'm not saying it's bad or good, by the way. It's not an opinion. It is what it is. I'm just explaining the facts. And so, with that, they were using their masculine energies. Okay. By using their masculine energies, then what happens in relationships, we can't have two cocks in one rooster house. So it has to be balanced, but the men still want to be men and use their masculine energies. Well, obviously, it's going to rip apart, okay? At one point or another, it's either going to be the woman decides she uses her masculine energy and the man uses his feminine energy. But then what's bad about that is if a woman really wants to be ravished and be taken by a man, you cannot be taken by a man who's in his feminine energies. That's a masculine energy. So one has to realize, okay, what are you doing? Are you conducting your romantic life, your relationship, your marriage the same way you're conducting your work life, your career life? Because it can't, women. It just can't. Okay, for a relationship to work. But what happened is with this feminist movement, no one told the women that. So you had all these women turning into men inside, okay? So they're giving birth, they're like boom, boom, boom. But at the same time, men wanted to be more active with their children, and they're getting that opportunity because, well, the relationships are not working together. So by having those joint custodies, men are being more active and with their children and participating more. So, in a sense, we our society has created that, okay, because of where we're focusing our energies and how. So we have to decide and adjust accordingly. But this whole time with the age of Aquarius and with Pluto and Capricorn, there it's giving us that opportunity to really see that, okay, and it's really giving us that time to really see what are our roots, how do we want it, how are we expressing ourselves. Remember, always people say, oh, um, people who have chosen not to put more vocabulary into them are usually the ones who complain, say, oh, you're just using all those words. Really what they're saying is they're too lazy and they didn't want to focus in school, okay, for whatever reason. Maybe they had trauma going on at home. They couldn't focus in school for that. And really is they need compassion, but at the same time is there's a wish, because when we do have more vocabulary to express ourselves, then we can connect easier instead of saying, you know what I mean. And let me tell you, there's times I'm looking at my son going, you know what I mean. And he's like, no, I don't. Okay, so I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta express it in a different way. So, and being aware of that's very important with that Mercury retrograde because it's in Taurus, which is very stubborn, but expressing why we're stubborn is what's important. Okay, expressing what it is we're not letting go, and we were usually stubborn because we're trying to be controlling, and we're usually controlling when we are in a fear-based thought process, and we're not in a secure, confident, loving thought process. So, which means we're fearing for some kind of survival of our personal agenda or our actual physical self. All right. Now, as an integrative life coach, I can tell you all that and express all that. And you see that everybody doesn't realize that what we say, how we stand, everything says so much about us. Okay. And and that's why they say, fake it till you make it, till it actually becomes you. Understanding that that is very necessary. When you see the kids all walking with the hoods like this, how many times they've been condemned at home and just criticized? Remember, for every criticism, we need three good things to balance that out. If not, the criticism is so heavy. In fact, they're saying seven. So, parents, please be aware and be more loving and be um, more that Jupiter and Virgo, expanding our hearth, the hearth, that fire that's in us, that gives us that glow, that supports our spirit, our soul there. Okay, because the children are the products of that. Okay, we have to be aware of certain things. I know that I'm very pro, saying for health and be aware of certain companies. And I'm not trying to put down those companies. I'm just saying try not to use their products. Um, Whereas if I say it incorrectly, an Aquarian son of mine can take that and say, "Oh, is she saying to bomb this?" I'm like, "No, no, 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 not at all." So we have to take responsibility. Okay, children are representative of how we brought them up. So if we're always forcing certain conventional ideas, but we're not balancing and living and enjoying and being respectful, the children are going to be totally against those ideas. All right, and that's very important to realize. You know, so um, that's about it, and we're going to do the individual forecast. So thank you, and stay tuned. And this has been Nereida La Sirena with Celestial Soul Wellness. Chasita. Hello, this is Nereida La Sirena with Celestial Soul Wellness, and I'm back for the individual zodiac forecast. So for this flower full moon that's happening in 2 degrees Sagittarius. We talked about the Sabian symbol already, about underlying tensions and the grand earth trine and um, the conjunctions and squares, conjunction of Nessus with Pallas and the squares of the Sibyl and Pluto. And oh gosh, the oppositions with um, Venus and Vesta, and yet we have, North Node also trining Pluto there. And then the square, the mutable squares that we got going there. Okay, so now there's a lot happening and a lot of not happening, and that is something we need to remember. Because, and I say a lot of not, a lot is happening because of everything I just mentioned, but a lot of not happening because Mars is retrograde, and it's retrograde until June 29th, and so is Saturn. Um, and Mercury until the 22nd, 21st, 22nd of May. So, and Jupiter just went forward, and Pluto is retrograde. So we had 5 planets retrograde, but now we have only 4, and a lot of stuff we need to go on. So if you're trying to move forward outside of your own goals and developing, it's not going to have wonderful results. You're going to find opposition. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen. What I'm saying is be patient, okay? Realize those obstacles is just to help us clear up the details, see if it's what we really want, um, fine tune things, give ourselves opportunity to really see and who we are, you know. I know I had to go looking for a car, and it's like, wait, what kind of car do I want? And I was more thinking of the practicalities as opposed to what were essentially the outside body. And that was my focus. So, you know, and what are the focus of what we need? And then look at what we want and desire and the pleasures. So anyway, here we go. Aries. Okay. Aries, we have all this wonderful full moon going on in your ninth house of higher learning. Everything we've talked about, Aries, you know, anytime I mention anything, that's probably you guys, it's right away that whole spiel for you guys because it is you guys the beginning of the zodiac, and when we do the actual general forecast, it's as if you guys were the ascendant there. Okay, so all those wonderful things, ending time, taking some time out for yourself, go on a road trip, you know, take the Harley out. um, if you want, you could bring your children, but you know, but this is a time of no drama, of really just taking it in for yourself and reconnecting with source, with great white spirit, with our divine creative, all that is, with the universe, and who you are in the whole grand scale of things, because you are a leader. How are you going to lead? In what way do you want to lead? Okay, so that's very important, Aries. And let's and also remembering too is taking time with your health, really getting it. You know, Jupiter being there in Virgo, just really taking some time and getting clarity. Okay, and clearing up things, exercising your muscles, really getting a good health system going is very essential right now. Okay, very, very essential. Okay. Um, okay, so now let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, we are having all this wonderful changes in your um, eighth house. Eighth house of other people's finances, of excuse me, of transformation. Ah, I'm taking short breaths instead of nice deep breaths. Of transformation. This is going on in your eighth house of yes, of death, but it's really an opportunity to be reborn, because with every death there's a reborn. Every ending there's a new beginning, just in a different matter. Okay? So this would not be the time to be doing surgery, Taurus. If you can avoid surgery until after the 29th, that would be best, okay? Shoot, I would wait till the end of July because of Pluto being retrograde. But that's, you know, because Pluto rules Scorpio, which is the original of, if you're wondering why, Taurus, for surgeries, okay, and transformation. But it would be best to hold off any surgery unless it's life-threatening, you know, until after the 29th and really of June, and do a change of lifestyle instead. That would be the best thing to do, Taurus, okay? um, really cleanse everything out, start detoxing. That would be great. Perhaps you have an opportunity to pay off a bill, paying off a joint financing, a car, a credit card, a mortgage, something. Remember, when we have bills, that is a loan, okay, we are doing, it is considered joint. All right. Maybe also we're having a partner who is not making as much money, or they're going to be losing some kind of finances in that, all right? So be aware. Um, let's see here, Gemini. Gemini, we have changes going on in our seventh house of partnerships. Okay, Gemini, that deep breath, that sigh I did, huh? Gemini, you guys sometimes get a bad rap for being considered superficial, materialistic, and faddish, and having no sense of deep indulgence and appreciation for things. But if you do have other, I mean, we don't know your other signs and stuff like that. Otherwise, you're flitting back and forth, they also call you guys the ADD, ADHD sign. Okay. And I know that's not all cool, but you do understand what I'm saying. With this is in your partnerships, it's the seventh house of Sagittarius, and you have someone depth in there. There's depth. There's that need to really go out. And you both are signs, mutable signs, so that's nice. And you like to move around to enjoy things. You like people, but at the same time, that Sagittarius needs time alone. They also need that step alone of just reconnecting. So knowing that is, what is it that you need? Look into your Juno, especially if you're a woman. Your Juno is much different than anything else, and that shows what you need in a relationship, okay? And a lot of times for women, their Mars is going to be different than their Juno, which is different than their Sun. So there's giving contradictions in the signs that they're in their fifth and their seventh signs. So really just taking the time and seeing why is your relationship ending, okay? Or seeing that there is something needed, maybe some depth in your relationship. Maybe there is, why are you in this relationship, Gemini? Is it because you don't want to be alone? Well, then you could be with anybody. Maybe this business relationship, because the seventh house is a contractual relationship, a marriage, or you're living with someone. There is a verbal, written, or understood contract, okay, an agreement, and it's coming to an end or needing some kind of upheaval. Now, if this is the first time during Mercury retrograde, it's probably not going to be, how can I say, cemented in stone. You'll probably reconnect during the Mercury retrograde. Yet, if it's the second time, then that means, or more, it's probably is going to end because that's it. It's like, no, no more. Can't handle that. You put your foot down and you tried it. You've made adjustments, and you need to move on towards something more that you need, okay, and want that's fulfilling you. All right, and that's very important to be aware of that. So, and taking that into account. This is a time when you're almost looking at your partner and saying, it's not you, it's me. And it's more or less, sorry, I didn't know what I needed in the beginning. And, or maybe I did need that, when I was a baby, I drank from my mother's breast, but right now I'm eating my my nice big bowl of fruit this morning. It's not the same thing I need because I grew. And as I'm not saying just physically, but spiritually as a person. And you grow too, Gemini. And so that's more or less too is this, don't look at it as an ending. Look at it as an opportunity to have that freedom, give that person freedom to grow also. And really see it as a gift. Because sometimes we're holding someone back. That's not cool unless, might want to talk to them. Maybe what you need is just to have a talk and say, hey, are you happy in this relationship? Oh, yeah, well, this and that. And it's like, okay, maybe that's not the worst. Maybe the word phrases that you can use, Gemini's, hey, honey, what can we do to make you happier and more fulfilled in this relationship? would be the ticket. They'll be like, what? And they might even be afraid to say anything because they're like, oh no, how dare I ask for more? We deserve to ask for more. After all, you went into the relationship, right, Gemini, saying, I'm going to be your everything. I hope you didn't, but that's what people do. And unless you said, no, I'm going to be support this and that, okay? One has to understand that. And maybe you are the one who's unfulfilled or who needs more. You're saying, so take the person, take them into a nice environment, enjoy and hugging them, saying, honey, I really like it when you do this and that. Yet I also need a room, and it's not necessarily a lone room, but a space to be able to fulfill this and this of me. So that way I could be a better partner for you. Some of the things to think about, okay, Gemini? We're moving right along. So let's go to um, Cancer. Cancer, it's about your health. Ah, I should know. I'm a Cancer rising. Okay. Those of you who don't know, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this so many times to Cancers, and I'm a Cancer Leo cusp baby. So, and it's time to take charge of your health. Don't let it happen to you. You happen to your health. So if you haven't started already, get into your yoga, get into your, get your fitness training. Okay. Start walking, riding your bike more. I know I'm gonna get new tubes for my bike, and you know, it, take the bus, leave the car at home, take a dance class, swimming, martial arts, Qigong. Right now, I'm feeling right here my intestinal meridian because right now the way I'm sitting, I should sit that way, and eating all that fruit. Okay. So really take a note of those things and drink more water, green teas, lay off the coffee, lay off the dairy products, lay off the gluten, lay off the sugar, X, those things out. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Should be eating at least 8 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. I have this all here in the beginning of this program. Mm, mm. How can you not like it? Look at this, Cancer. I had earlier here. Okay, watermelon, papaya, melon, cantaloupe melon, okay? And then piña. And then I have my fresas, kiwi, okay, oranges, ooh, mm, okay, apple. And then after I'm going to eat my, gotta have the apple. Why do I eat it and not smooth it or doing smoothies, Cancers? Let me tell you, we need the fiber to clean out our intestines. You guys are doing all smoothies, not having enough fiber. Okay, you got to take all that fiber and really use it. And body needs it to clean because our intestines are not smooth tubes. They have all these grainy little things and you know pockets and stuff like that. And the fruit needs to get in there, and the fruits and vegetables to clean all that out. Okay, so yes, all right. Go on to paleo diet. Cook more with olive oil and coconut oil. No more gluten. Okay, use almond flour, coconut flour. Instead of milk, use almond and coconut milk. Um, let's see here. Make your own ice cream. Oh my gosh, there are some awesome recipes out there in the raw community. Look it up on you know, on YouTube. Okay, the raw community is, when I say raw, I mean raw, using bananas as a base for, those ice creams. You freeze those banana, cut in pieces, freeze them, okay? And then I did it with kiwi, and I added watermelon in there. Oh my gosh, with some coconut chips and some, uh, what was it, nuts. It was delicious. Shared it with my family. But eat more raw, eat more healthy because it cleanses out your body. Remember, what you are. Okay, guys, no, I don't wear any makeup. I got lipstick on, and I got just a little tiny, see right there, and that's it. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, you know, I'm in my late 40s. I'm proud. And our body, I would like it to even look even better than what it is. Trust me, I'm not saying I have an awesome and I'm complete. Well, I'm complete, whole, and loving as I am, as we say, as a healer. But I would like certain more. What I'm trying to say is, though, Cancer, by talking about myself, is really allow yourself, because what's going on the outside represents what's going on the inside, okay? So if you're having issues, all right, let go, do a healing at this time. So that way you can get healthier, because if you're not letting go of those emotional issues, you're just going to eat. See, I needed to take a deep breath there. Breathe better. Make sure you're doing the meditation today. Oh, yes. Okay. And really walk more, eat, breathe deeper. Take the time and talk. I get so excited that sometimes I'm grasping for air, and then I'm all of a sudden going, oh, from all that air I grasp, you know, and I'm like, I know better. The inner child in me, I need to like, okay. But anyway, just really focus on that health and being active. Your bigger pets too, you know, your the co-workers is a time you're going to be working with and being more active with. There's changes going on in your communication there. Also, people who help you out, your assistants, and your big animals. If you have like a Doberman or a Greyhound or a cheetah, your monkeys, okay? Not your little chihuahuas or stuff like that, or your little, you know, hamsters, okay, or your birds. Those are going to be in your, no, that's actually, I have it backwards right now, sorry. We are looking at the smaller pets. The bigger pets are in your fifth house with children. Sorry. I do that sometimes. I apologize, but I got it. Okay, so this is time to be aware of your smaller pets. Ah, yes, I have been thinking of neutering Ragnar, but he's so quiet right now. I don't want to do that. I want to let him have everything that God gave him. Huh. Except someday he's at that age where he's whining, and people have told me that they don't stop. So we're hoping that maybe. But he's being such a good person, a good kitty cat right now. You know, letting me do this video. Give him a chance, okay? Um, except him crying at 4:30 in the mornings. Just gotta stop at 4:30. If you guys know anything for that, you know, give me a holler. Besides, I don't want to have to neuter him. So if you know something better, you know, give me a holler, call me, text me, email me, leave me a message. I don't care. Facebook, but help. Okay. So moving right along, Cancers, your health. Be more active, eat better, and do clearings. Get those clearings done. Remember, you cannot clear yourself. You can clear things from when you were younger, but reach out. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay because remember, if you don't give yourself permission, then other people are not going to want to come to you. And you like helping also, okay? So that energy has to be exchanged. Otherwise, it's not going to be available. So moving right along, Leo, okay? And Leo, we're having changes in your fifth house of activity, romance, children, okay, fun, and how you're doing things. Um, certain things are going to be ending. Maybe you're having a lot of opportunities for fun right now. I know I'm a Cancer Leo cusp baby with Mars and Mercury in Leo. And oh my gosh, it has been a busy week already, you know. And the full moon hasn't even come yet, and it's busy after. So, but I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of dancing, a lot of dancing I'm doing, and spending time with my son. That is a blessing in itself. Oh, my son, you know, he makes this. My Simba makes this Mufasa. So, uh, just giving those opportunities. Don't be careful when you're enjoying yourself. Overindulging in alcohol, medicine, and all that is not the best thing right now. Be balanced. Be very aware. Okay. Mm. Take your vitamins so you have all that energy to enjoy. Um, and be aware also of how it's a spiritual experience. This thinking right now with Leo, and there's a famous Spaniard singer, Enrique Iglesias, and he has a song that says, "Es una experiencia religiosa." Um, it's what he's singing in that song is talking about his romantic experience, that adventure that he had. When I say adventure, don't necessarily mean in a quickie or something like that, but that involvement was such on a higher level. And that is true, Leo, because when we bring that, how it helps us to be connected and what an integral part we are in everybody else in this universe, okay? Just be aware right now. And Jupiter is in your second house, so you might be overly giving and wanting to, and that's great, okay? And so that's kind if you want to pick up that check. But are you creating, if you're doing it for your children, are you creating dependency, codependency, or are you teaching them to be independent and teaching them how to maneuver their own money? I know with my son, giving him a bank account, or getting him a bank account so that way he can manage his money and know up to what point, and that's it, okay? And how to work debit cards and things like that's very important because just giving and protecting, Leo, of our children is one aspect of being a parent, but teaching them, guiding them, mentoring them on how to function, okay, in an easy flowing way is also our responsibility. Okay? You being the pride, that lion and that lioness, that's a necessity with our children. Okay, great. Let's continue on. So we're going to move on. Virgos, Virgo, we got changes going on at home. Maybe someone is leaving. You're going to do some, um, it always seems around this time, huh? Maybe you're having guests coming over, you're doing some painting. There is a sense of, what did we say? Maybe using the home as a healing time. Okay. Um, and considering my Venus is in Virgo, I have the tarot gathering. The day after the full moon. So, what do the full moon? Gotta do a full moon celebration, and so that'll be a good thing to do, Virgo. Getting together with others and reconnecting your hearth would be very beneficial, and reconnecting with who you are. What are your bases? What are your needs? Because you got Jupiter in your sign, and you have had all these changes, So, I mean, I just wondering, okay, who am I? What am I? Gosh, well, things are really different than it was 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago. Okay. And maybe you had children come home, maybe you had children leave, maybe your significant other got a job far away. You know, things have changed, and you're adjusting and adjusting, especially with Saturn there. And the wonderful thing about you, Virgo, is you guys are a mutable sign. So you're like, I was getting bored anyway, I needed change, okay? Whereas the big signs are like, no, what's wrong? Things were fine. I barely learned the system. You guys are like, yes, okay, something new, because you guys realize that change allows you to grow. Just always make sure that you have mastered something before you change, okay? Sometimes if we're going too quickly, then we're being a jack of all trades. We just dabbled in things, but we really don't know it. And then we didn't learn the lessons and the growth necessities of that. okay, time span. So thank you. Moving right along, we got, oh, you might have things going on with your mother. Sorry, Virgo. Um, Forgot to mention that besides your home and within yourself. So paying attention to your mom, spending some time, quality time, get some ice cream, make some ice cream. Okay. Taking a walk, being out in the garden would be very beneficial. And also, it's a time of wondering if how you are as a mother. Are you wanting to still be a mother? Is your time maybe what you're willing to do as a mother is changing also, Virgo? So that's important to consider. Okay? All right. Now, Libras. Libra, we have so much going on. Third house, communication, cars, technology. If you can wait till after Mars goes forward, that would be best to buy any of that stuff, but maybe you're going back and taking a class, okay? Teaching a class, it's best to go back to a place where you did before, okay, instead of starting on new. Ah, mm. And the way you communicate with your siblings, your cousins, aunts and uncles, really a good time to open up that communication, those in your neighborhood, and also developing yourself, learning something. Maybe it's a cooking class, maybe it's one of a technology class, or maybe you're giving a cooking class, or maybe you're giving a technology class, but something dealing with group people and communicating, okay, and sharing information, receiving and sharing. Very important right now. Okay, and let me see. Give your car an oil change right now. That'd probably be good. Okay, especially after Mercury goes forward after the 22nd of May. And just make sure that you're grounded and staying balanced, okay? Balancing the feminine energies and the masculine energies is so necessary. Um, Libra is a masculine sign, yet at the same time, considered as a masculine sign, it wants harmony. It's the only one that is not going from one side to the other. It is trying to stay the balance, and it's such an elegant way when they can. Okay, and I find it very enjoyable to watch how people maneuver themselves as Libras. I'm like, gosh, that was such a nice way of keeping the peace and still saying what they had to say, you know. Well, my Jupiter's in Libra, so I can always enjoy and appreciate that. And something just bringing it out. Your Jupiter's in Virgo right now, so it's a good time that you've been meditating, getting back to yourself. Remember, if you can go and cleanse out your health, this would be a good thing too. All right. And so taking walks around the neighborhood, Jupiter with the communicating, being part, because you guys like company, don't like to be alone. Really taking part in activities with others that'll be healing for both you, you know, do win-win situations, you know, blanco mania, positive mania, okay? And that would really help help um, your activity and also the activities with others, all right? Get that lymphatic system cleansed out and moving. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio, we got changes going on in your second house of personal finances. And in those personal finances, you're letting go of certain things. Um, what you thought was going to be available isn't. And which is fine because you guys are really going to have an awesome opportunity to open up new areas, okay? And you know, you've gone through a lot. You feel like so you're kind of still going through a lot, especially if you're over 35, because Saturn is probably in your progressive first house. So, you know, you thought you have gone through certain changes about 2.5 years ago, and now you're doing it again. And don't take it personal. These are just who's saying, hey, you sure those are the changes you want? Don't forget about these things and tie up those loose ends and dot those I's, cross those T's, so that way come, June, everything's going to be okay, stabilizing itself for a while there, hopefully, okay, because Mars did take a dip, is taking a dip back into Mars retrograde, taking a dip back into Scorpio. And if you're a generation of the early 70s, I say 1972 to the 60s, you have Neptune in Scorpio there. So you were going through certain physical issues that you had to recheck and make sure that everything is set. Maybe you changed your lifestyle, but you didn't change it as well as you should have, and now you realize you do. So those are things that need to take into account because it's their value system, your belief systems too. You're letting go certain things, all right, and realizing it hasn't helped and taking on new things, ideas, letting go that negativity, all right, that need to manipulate and be secretive. Scorpio, you guys are really a fearful sign because you don't feel comfortable in your own shell almost. And so you're always kind of being on the watch. When we are grounded and we know we're good, we don't need to be so controlling and manipulating, trying to get our own thing. That's very childish, cavemanish, survival skills as opposed to living. It's time to live, seriously, okay? And this idea of surviving needs to let go and just really enjoying and having trust. And that's what's important, okay? We talked about this before, Scorpio, of letting go, you know, and that need to dominate others. Because really, when you do that, if you choose to, and not all Scorpios do realize that there's many more planets in your chart than what just your sun sign. Okay, but this also goes for people with their moon in Scorpio or their ascendant in Scorpio. But just letting go and being at ease. If you know how to move and maneuver yourself, there's no reason to need to control others at all. Okay, unless you're having a little bit of fun in the bedroom. All right, but outside of that, mm-mm. Enjoy, really enjoy yourself, Scorpio. Stop just trying to live. Trying to survive. Start living, living, living. All right, Sagittarius, what can I say? Okay, you're letting go certain things. Maybe you're giving up on those glasses, all right? And you're deciding that you're going to get contacts or get laser done, or you're going to try do a whole healthy nutrition thing and changing your eyes, okay, which can be done. Mm, 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 mm. That fruit is so delicious. Anyway, I've been going for a ride out on a Harley, go drive up the coast, a PCH, okay, go cross country on Route 66, is that what it's called? And spend some time alone, readjust. You've got a lot of things going on, but you're liking it. You knew you needed those changes, um, with Saturn in your sign and then Mars also. So you had opportunities to readjust yourself, see what it is. Um, you have Venus going on in Taurus, so but it's opposite your sign still at the end of Taurus. So you're wondering, what it is in your relationships you need and want, and that's very important because that is also part of Saturn in your sign, really seeing what you need and want. And it's not that that one person is no longer a good person. Maybe it's just because you've grown and you needed to adjust. Okay. Um, I know I have certain friends now that I didn't have before. And the friends that I had before, I'm acquaintances with. I see them on Facebook, but I'm not exactly hanging out with them because I've grown as a person, I've changed, and have other enjoyments in my life that I would like to share. Okay, and it's quite all right. and seeing that as part of yourself. It's not necessarily that you're letting go or hurting, is you are giving them also an opportunity to grow. Maybe you need to just say too, hey, Sag, what is it that I need to feel more fulfilled in this life? What is it that I need, that I feel that I am contributing also and giving back? Because we can't just take, we need to give. That's how energy works. Okay, it goes back and forth, back and forth. If we're just doing one, then not the other, it's we're just taking, and that's not good whatsoever. And with Mars retrograde, it's not going to allow us to do that. So needing that and opening that up, okay, is very important for that energy exchange, Sagittarius. Okay, it's moving right along and going towards Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, changes going on in your 12th house. You need to convalesce, take some time out. You've been busy, and you have Saturn there also. You really need to just take it easy, friend. Huh? Amigo, take it easy. Take off your shoes and socks for once and feel the grass beneath your feet, just like that one picture I see in what is it? Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts, where she tells Richard Gere to take off his shoes, take off, and feel he's in his suit, just feeling the grass and getting grounded beneath his toes. Okay, and it's like, yes, do that, most definitely. Go to the beach, go for a hike, eat raw food. When I say raw, I'm talking about fruits and vegetables, get healthy again. Get outside, always closed up. Almost like you're hiding. Stop it. Okay? And meditate underneath a Bodhi tree. But really, no, seriously, convalescing, getting healthier again is a must, okay? Especially because you guys are going to have Saturn in your sign in about year and a year and a half. And whatever you've been doing to your body, especially since you have on Jupiter in that Virgo, and probably overindulging in things. And right now, Venus is in Taurus, and collecting, and your digestive system is going to go bad. It's going to collect into your heart with the blood and getting headaches and all that, and your teeth. Get healthy now. Get healthy now. Okay? So that way, it's just minor things coming up. Get into routine and stay in it, and then up the routine. Every 3 months, we got to change the routine a little, 3 to 4 months. Um, how are you adjusting with your soul, your spirit? What is it that your soul needs? Okay. Have you understood how important you are as an integral puzzle piece to this whole bigger picture of a puzzle? And are you aware of every other puzzle piece, how integral they are also with you? Okay. Very important to come to terms with those. And you are. Especially if you're younger Capricorn, you're probably being a little bit more materialistic, okay? Um, but some of you older Capricorns, especially men, the women are probably separating from their family, or they're like, finally, my kids are grown up, whereas the men are like, it's time for me to have children pretty soon, okay? And I say that because with Saturn going into your sign, you want to give the best possible. Get healthy, detox, because whatever toxins you're putting in there is going to affect the DNA, okay, and their genetic makeup. And if, as a integrative life coach and health coach, someone needs to tell you guys this, all right? So get very, very healthy, cleanse your body, because you want to give the best of what you got, okay? Uh, help those little sperms out, right? But really, it's a time to really consider which direction you're going in your life. And why? Why do you want to go in that life? Because you're fulfilling the ability. There he goes. Or was it a goal that you set? Was it a goal that your parents set? Is it a goal that society set? You guys are very into trying to please others for approval. You have no sense of inner approval and understanding, that you constantly look for the outside for that approval. And until you get that inner ideas of what it is you really need besides approval from others, are you going to be more whole and complete? Otherwise, you're working on part of yourself only. You're not giving of yourself 100% effort. Be very aware of that, okay? Um, do healings, eat better, take walks, take martial arts, yoga, qigong, and find your grounding, okay, as you move up in this world. Find your toho, like they say when you're climbing, okay, and hiking, and that way there's no falling down, okay. So that's very important. Let's move on. Aquarius, we got your 11th house of friendship and goals, and what's going on? You're feeling like you're letting go of people. It's not a first time this has happened because it's Mercury is retrograde. And then it's because something's going on within yourself, you know. Um, you have, so really taking that time out um, and healing yourself so you can give of yourself more. Is very important. Don't hide from yourself by helping other people and using that as an excuse, because Aquarians do that, you know. And that's nice and all, but then what can you give if there's nothing to give of you? If you're really focusing constantly on others, you do need to heal yourself and really get into that area of those emotions, because sometimes you like to intellectualize your emotions. How do I know so much about Aquarius? My moon is an Aquarius, my son's an Aquarius. Oh, my grandmother's Aquarius. Oh my God, I got so many Aquariuses around me. I love them though, and there's a very need to just relax within ourselves and knowing it's all right, you know. We think very well outside the box, and we like to teach that, but we have to give ourselves permission also, okay, that it's okay, and that we're okay. We got to heal our own inner child and not just everybody else's also. All right there? Okay, let's move on. Pisces, how you doing? Sorry, that was Joey from Friends. I know. Bad rendition, huh? Okay, just writing down the time. Pisces, we got the full moon in your 10th house of careers, authorities, of fathers. Spend some time, quality time with your father or the father figures. Are you being a new father figure? Are you being the supervisor now? Did you get a raise? Maybe a position you had from before is available again that it didn't substantiate, but now it's there. What are you doing to really show that you have grown and matured into your position, Pisces, and really seeing that as you as an authority figure in that knowledge and field, and giving of it and guiding others, because an authority figure is not so much someone who's just going to give out demands and laws and say do this, do that, if not you're bad. It's also guiding people on how to do it even better and easier and making it a part of them, as opposed to something they're like, oh, here I got to go do it. Now it's like, oh, cool. I didn't know I could do it that way. That sounds so much easier and fun. Okay, so take that into consideration. and really bring that part. Um, Maybe you need some time out and take a little vacation from work too. Okay, being Sagittarius and just giving yourself a break and stretch and maybe go on a yoga retreat or martial art retreat or just driving. Go for a drive. Oh, that stretch felt so good right now. Remember to breathe in deeply and drink in a lot of water, okay? Eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Ah, lay off the gluten, lay off the, what is it, dairy products, lay off the, unless it's kefir butter, lay off anything as sugar, you know, those frappuccinos you don't need. You guys like to overindulge, and Neptune's in your sign right now, and that's not a good thing because trust me, you're going to have problems either with your digestive system, your bones, your what's going on your face is a reaction of what's going on in your intestines. Okay, maybe you need a detox. All right, your teeth, all those things need to take into consideration. You're probably having to, when was the last time you went to the dentist? So take that time, really consider all that, and make sure you're eating well. If you're cramping up after food, that means you're eating stuff that's not well. And a lot of stuff stays in our system for, hey, uh, for like gluten stays in our system for 10 days. So if you're eating one little thing, going, oh, it's just this little, well, do know you can possibly cramp up within those 10 days or have other problems resulting from the gluten scraping the lining of your intestines, okay? And so remember that gluten causes other, not necessarily celiac disease, but other problems because of the scraping of the lining of your intestines. You're having toxins that should be excreted out, being absorbed into your system, affecting your immune system. So all those things need to be taken consideration, but really consider yourself, okay? And who are you as an authority figure, and guiding them with love and not just handing. I'm not saying that you do, by the way, okay? Anytime when I'm saying, I'm not saying that you do. I'm saying be aware and offer compassion and love. Okay. Anyway, remember when you're watching, ladies and gentlemen, when you are watching this individual forecast, please watch your moon, your north node, your sun, and your ascendant to get a very good idea of what's going on in your life. These are very general forecasts, and also know that it affects our health, the energies of the combinations of luminaries that are out there, and be compassionate with others at all times, you know, and watch the second part where we do the tarot. I'll focus on health, chakras, and our meditation, okay? And you can get your personal chart reading with me. You could go on our website, or you can see me personally, or call me, text me, Facebook message me. Gosh, there's so many different ways. Let me know. Just send it out there. Okay. Also, too, is it's really nice when you guys ask me, oh, can you check this and that? Sure, do know that this is my profession, this is my career, this is how I take care of my son and myself. And so go ahead and put a deposit with PayPal at Sirena's Celestial Soul Wellness at gmail.com. And Sirenas has an S there before the Celestial Soul Wellness. And then we could discuss other things. I do career, health, uh, personal finances, love, lust, romance, just who you are in general. Also, too, is harmony and tension. Let's say if you're a parent and child, I know once in a while I look up with my son, what's going on with him, what's going on with me. Is it him? Is it me? Is it both of us? Okay. So, and it helps understand what's going on. Can do it with the boss and yourself, not just romantic. Because remember, before even thinking of having something done romantically, do you know what you need, want, and desire? And do you know how you need to be loved? And are you willing to guide those on how you need to be loved? Okay, without arguing. That's the important thing. Okay, and accepting yourself. So, this is Nereida, La Sirena. This is I am that I am. Nereida, La Sirena. The Celestial Soul Wellness. And thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thumbs up. Okay, if you liked any part of this program, give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Share it with others, Um, share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube, tweet it. I'm very appreciative, very, very much. So, okay. And I love comments, constructive criticism. If you're going to put a thumbs down, at least put a very well thought out reason why. If you just didn't like the way I had my hair, deal with it. Life's hard. Anyway, you know, but thumbs up to all of you, because if you're watching this, that means you guys are all leaders and wanting to make changes in your life for a healthier, joyous, blissful, fun life. And I applaud you, I commend you, and share that with others always in the celestial soul wellness way. Jessica.